Somewhere in your car right now, there's a feature the manufacturer installed but never bothered to tell you about. There's a button on your key fob that could get you out of trouble in a dark parking garage. And there's a federal law that stops your dealership from voiding your warranty no matter what the service advisor claims with a straight face. You've been driving for decades. You've probably owned more cars than the average salesman has sold. But the industry is counting on you not knowing these 20 tricks because every single one of them costs somebody money. Dealerships, repair shops, insurance companies, all of them. Today, that ends. And stay for number one, because it can save you thousands of dollars the very next time you walk onto a car lot. One quick note before we start. Nothing on this list is illegal for you to do. When drivers call these tricks banned, they mean banned from the conversation. These are the things service departments train their people to never bring up. So let's fix that, starting with the simplest one of all. Number 20. The arrow on your gas gauge. Look at the fuel gauge on your dashboard. Right next to the little pump symbol, there's a tiny triangle. That arrow points to the side of the car where your fuel filler door is. Borrowing your wife's car, driving a rental on vacation, you never have to guess which side of the pump to park on again. That arrow has been on most cars since the 90s, and survey after survey shows the majority of drivers have no idea it exists. It's the smallest trick on this list, and it's here to prove a point. If nobody ever told you about the arrow, imagine what else they never mentioned. Number 19. Turn your head into an antenna. You're walking through a packed parking lot outside the hardware store, and you can't remember where you parked. You press the key fob. Nothing. You're out of range. Now hold that fob under your chin, open your mouth slightly, and press the button again. It sounds ridiculous, but the fluid in your head acts as an amplifier and can stretch the fob's range by dozens of feet. Radio engineers have tested this and confirmed it works. Your grandkids will laugh at you right up until the moment your headlights flash 3 rows over. Number 18. The window trick hiding on that same key fob. On many cars built in the last 15 years, including plenty of Toyotas, Hondas, and Volkswagens, if you press and hold the unlock button, every window in the car rolls down at once. Some cars do it when you hold the key in the door lock instead. Picture a July afternoon, your sedan baking in a church parking lot, the interior hot enough to fry an egg. Hold that button as you walk up, and the car airs itself out before you ever open the door. Check your owner's manual tonight because there's a decent chance your car has been able to do this the whole time. Number 17. Hand sanitizer on a frozen lock. A January morning, your car iced over in the driveway, and the key won't turn or the door handle is frozen solid. Grab the little bottle of hand sanitizer from your coat pocket and squeeze some onto the key and into the lock. The alcohol melts the ice in seconds. It works on frozen door seals too. Drivers used to buy special lock de-icer for this, but the bottle in your pocket does the same job for free. Just don't pour hot water on the glass or the lock. That's how windshields crack and how locks refreeze even worse an hour later. Number 16. Toothpaste on your headlights. Those cloudy, yellowed headlight lenses aren't just ugly. They can cut your nighttime visibility dramatically, and shops charge real money for a restoration service. Plain white toothpaste is a mild abrasive, the same basic idea as the polishing compound in a professional kit. Squeeze some onto a damp rag. Scrub each lens in circles for a few minutes, rinse, and dry. The plastic clears up noticeably, and oncoming traffic at night stops looking like it's behind frosted glass. For a longer-lasting fix, follow up with a proper UV sealant kit from the parts store for about 20 bucks. Either way, you just skipped a shop visit. And speaking of skipping expensive visits, the next one saves you a tow truck. Number 15. Your floor mats can get you unstuck. Snow, mud, a soft shoulder on a gravel road. If your drive wheels are spinning, pull out your rubber floor mats and wedge them under the front edge of the spinning tires. Tread side against the rubber, then ease onto the gas gently. No flooring it. The mats give the tires something to bite, and in most cases, the car crawls right out. Ranchers and rural mail carriers have quietly used this one for generations. Your mats might look rough afterward, but a $15 mat beats a $150 tow every time. That one saves you a morning. This next one saves you every single morning from November to March. Number 14. Defog your windshield twice as fast. Fogged glass on a cold, rainy morning and you sit there squinting through a porthole while the defroster wheezes. Do this instead. Turn the defroster on with the heat up, then press the air conditioning button at the same time, make sure recirculation is off, and crack the windows for 30 seconds. Sounds backwards, but the AC compressor is a dehumidifier. It pulls moisture out of the cabin air while the fresh outside air pushes the damp air out the windows. The glass clears in a fraction of the time. An engineer named Mark Rober tested every combination on this, and that exact recipe won. Once you try it, you'll never go back. Number 13. Read the birth date on your tires before you pay for them. Every tire has a DOT code stamped on the sidewall, and the last 4 digits tell you the week and year it was made. 3223 means the 32nd week of 2023. Why does that matter? Because rubber ages whether the tire is driven on or not, and some shops will happily mount tires that sat in a warehouse for 4 or 5 years and charge you full new tire price. Aged rubber hardens, grips worse in the rain, and fails sooner. Before the tech mounts anything, walk over and check that code yourself. Anything more than a couple of years old, ask for fresher stock. Watch how fast they find some. Number 12. Retire the penny test. For 50 years, drivers check tire tread with a penny in Lincoln's head. The problem is, the penny only tells you when your tires are legally worn out at 2/32 of an inch. And by then your wet braking distance has already gotten dangerously long. Use a quarter instead. Stick it in the groove with Washington's head down. If the tread touches his head, you have at least 4 seconds left, which is the point where testers say wet grip really starts falling off a cliff. On a rain-soaked interstate, that difference can be several car lengths of stopping distance. The penny tells you when the law says you're done. The quarter tells you when physics does. And while you're down there with that quarter, check the inner edge of each tire too, because uneven wear on one shoulder is the early warning sign of an alignment problem, and catching it now costs $100 instead of a new set of tires later. Number 11. The cold weather tire pressure trap. The first frosty morning of fall and suddenly your tire pressure warning light is glowing. Every 10-degree drop in temperature costs you roughly 1 PSY. So a 30-degree cold snap can knock 3 or 4 pounds out of all 4 tires overnight. Nothing is punctured. But don't ignore it either, because underinflated tires wear faster, burn more fuel, and break worse. Top them up to the number on the sticker inside your driver's door jamb, not the number stamped on the tire itself. That sidewall number is the maximum, not the target, and plenty of shops get that wrong on purpose or otherwise. Number 10. The mirror setting that erases your blind spot. Driving instructors taught all of us to angle the side mirrors so we can see the flank of our own car. That's exactly why every lane change requires a neck craning shoulder check. The Society of Automotive Engineers published a better way decades ago, and almost nobody uses it. Lean your head against the driver's window, then set the left mirror so you can just barely see your own car. Lean toward the center console and do the same for the right mirror. Sit up straight, and the mirrors now cover the exact zones your eyes can't. Watch a car pass you on the highway. It leaves the rearview mirror, appears in the side mirror, and slides into your peripheral vision with no gap. Fair warning, it feels wrong for about 2 days because you can no longer see your own door handles, and your brain has spent decades using them as a reference point. Give it a week of normal driving before you judge it. Then you'll wonder how you drove 50 years without it. And lane changes on a crowded interstate stop being an act of faith. If this list is already earning its keep, hit subscribe. This channel covers practical car know-how like this every week. Now this next one could save your life. Number 9. Your headrest is an escape tool. Pull your front headrest all the way up and out and look at those 2 steel posts. If your car ever ends up in water, or the doors are jammed after a crash and the electric windows are dead, those posts can break the side glass. Not by swinging wildly at the middle of the window, though. Tempered glass is strongest at the center. Jam the post into the bottom corner of the side window and lever it, or strike the corner hard. The glass shatters into pebbles and you're out. Rescue crews have talked about this for years, but no salesman has ever mentioned it during a test drive. File it away and hope you never need it. Number 8. The panic button is not a joke feature. That red button on your fob, the one you've only ever pressed by accident in your pocket. Walking to your car at night in a hospital parking garage, if anyone approaches you in a way you don't like, hit it. Horn blaring, lights flashing, every head in the structure turns your way. Trouble hates an audience. Personal safety instructors recommend walking with your thumb resting on that button in any dark lot. And it's also the fastest way to find a lost car in an airport garage. It came free with the car. Might as well use it. Number 7. Never pay the diagnostic fee for a check engine light. The light comes on, you drive to the dealership, and the service writer quotes $150 just to tell you what's wrong. What they don't advertise is that major auto parts chains like AutoZone and O'Reilly will plug in a scanner and read that code for free while you wait in the parking lot. Or spend $25 once on a Bluetooth OBD2 scanner that pairs with your phone and read it yourself in the driveway forever. Half the time, the code is something like a loose gas cap or a $40 oxygen sensor. Get the code first, and you walk into any shop already knowing the answer to the question they wanted to charge you for. It changes the entire conversation at the counter. Instead of asking what's wrong with your car, you're asking what they'd charge to replace a specific part, and a shop quotes very differently to a customer who clearly knows the diagnosis than to one who's flying blind. Number 6. The glove box filter shakedown. On the service checklist at every oil change, there it is. Cabin air filter replacement, $70 to $90. The filter itself costs about $15 at the parts store, and on most cars, it lives directly behind the glove box. Drop the glove box door, squeeze 2 tabs, slide the old filter out, slide the new one in. 5 minutes, no tools, and there are videos showing the exact steps for your model. Service departments love this item because the markup is enormous and the customer never sees where the part goes. Now you know where it goes. Same story with engine air filters and wiper blades, by the way. Buy the part, do the 5-minute job, keep the change. Number 5. There is no such thing as lifetime fluid. Plenty of modern cars come with sealed transmissions, and the sales pitch says the fluid is lifetime fill, never needs changing. Ask a veteran transmission builder what lifetime means, and he'll tell you it means the lifetime of the transmission, which gets a whole lot shorter when the fluid is never serviced. Fluid breaks down with heat, full stop. Independent specialists widely recommend a proper fluid exchange somewhere around 60,000 miles, especially if you tow a trailer or drive in hot weather. A fluid service costs a couple $100. A replacement transmission costs $4,000 to $6,000. The math is not close. The same quiet neglect applies to brake fluid, which absorbs moisture from the air and should be flushed every few years, and to coolant, which turns acidic with age and slowly eats your water pump from the inside. None of these show up on a dashboard light until the damage is done. Number 4. The wallet flush. Compare the maintenance schedule printed in your owner's manual against the recommended services on the dealership's laminated menu, and you'll find items on their list that the people who built your car never asked for. Engine flushes, fuel system cleanings, throttle body services, all recommended every 30,000 miles by the same folks who profit from them. Ask any retired mechanic which items on that menu he'd pay for out of his own pocket, and watch him laugh. The factory schedule in your manual is the one written by the engineers, and it also shows 2 columns, normal service and severe service. Unless you're towing through the desert or driving on gravel every day, the normal column is you. Follow the book, decline the menu, and watch your service bills shrink by hundreds a year. Number 3. The free repairs millions of drivers never collect. Safety recalls don't expire, and recall repairs are free at any franchise dealer for that brand, no matter how old the car is or how many owners it's had. Right now, tens of millions of vehicles on American roads are driving around with open, unrepaired recalls, some of them serious, like airbag inflators and brake components. Go to the government's vehicle safety website, that's nhtsa.gov, punch in your 17-digit VIN from the corner of your windshield, and see what your car is owed. Takes 2 minutes. Do it for your kids' cars while you're at it, because a used car changes hands and nobody passes along the recall notice. Number 2. The warranty threat is mostly a bluff. You've heard some version of this at a service counter. If you don't do your oil changes here, it could void your warranty. In the United States, that claim runs headfirst into a federal law called the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, on the books since 1975. A manufacturer cannot void your warranty just because you had maintenance done at an independent shop or did it yourself in your own garage, as long as you used parts that meet spec and you kept your receipts. They would have to prove your specific work caused the specific failure. So keep a folder with every receipt, write the date and mileage on each one, and if you change your own oil, save the receipt for the oil and filter and jot the mileage on it. That paper trail is legally solid documentation. The next time a service advisor floats that warranty line, you can smile, mention the law by name, and watch the subject change fast, because they know exactly what it says, even if they hoped you didn't. And number 1, never negotiate a car in the showroom again. The entire dealership experience, the long waits, the manager in the back office, the 4-square worksheet sliding across the desk, all of it is engineered to wear you down on their turf. So don't play. When you're ready to buy, sit at your kitchen table and email the internet sales department of every dealer within 100 miles that has the car you want. One sentence does it. I'm buying this exact vehicle within the week. Please send your best out-the-door price in writing, including every fee and tax. Out the door is the magic phrase, because it forces the junk fees into the open where they can't be snuck in at signing. Some dealers will dodge. Fine, they just told you who they are. The serious ones will answer with a real number, and now you have dealers bidding against each other for your business instead of a salesman grinding you down for his. Buyers routinely save $2, $3, even $5,000 this way, and the whole fight happens before you ever put on your shoes. 2 guardrails to finish the job. Keep your trade-in out of the conversation until the purchase price is locked in writing, because blending the 2 numbers is how the 4-square game hides money. And walk in with a pre-approved loan from your own bank or credit union, so the finance office has to beat your rate instead of setting it. The best negotiation trick ever invented is simply refusing to negotiate in their building. So look at what just happened. 20 tricks, and not one of them required a lift, a toolbox, or a mechanic's certification. Just information. A little arrow on a gauge, a quarter in a tire groove, a federal law, and one carefully worded email. The car business isn't evil, but it is a business. And the gap between what they know and what you know is exactly where your money disappears. You've closed that gap today. Start with the easy ones this week. Check your tire date codes, look up your VIN for recalls, and fix those mirrors. Then, when you're ready to see what really goes on behind the service counter, watch the video on your screen right now about the repair shop upsells mechanics push hardest on drivers over 60. After today, they won't work on you either.